going to be more of a rabbit chase down a lot of holes. With that, I yield back.
Mr. Collins, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, may I answer this?
You may.
I think it's important as we sit here today that we understand that this is not a confirmation hearing, that I am probably going to be replaced by Bill Barr in the next week. This is an oversight hearing for the Department of Justice. And I'm surprised, as we both had the chairman and the ranking member talk about what they want to talk about, that we haven't talked anything about the work regarding violent crime. We haven't talked about the opioid crisis. We haven't talked about religious liberty. We haven't talked about free speech on our college campuses and a whole host of other issues that I know are very important to you. And I look forward to talking about the substance of the work at the Department of Justice. But if this, I mean, it is your 5 minutes, and you can ask the questions that are of most interest to you. But as I sit here today, I would like to talk about the incredible work that we've been doing at the Department of Justice since I was Chief of Staff and now Acting Attorney General.
But I appreciate that, but if you had been glued to a TV yesterday morning, you'd have found out this wasn't what this was going to be about. Thank you, Mr. Attorney.
The special counsel's investigation I have been briefed on.
So the answer is yes, thank you. Were you briefed on those matters at any point while you were serving as Chief of Staff to Attorney General Sessions?
Chairman, I know you're very interested in the special counsel's investigation, and so I want to be very clear about this. Because General Sessions was recused from the special counsel's investigation, I had no involvement in special counsel.
So the answer is no. The answer is no. Thank you. How many times were you briefed about the special counsel's work, and when did the briefings take place?
Mr. Chairman, I've said all that I'm planning on saying about the number of times or the briefings that I've received on the special counsel's investigation. It is the subject matter of an ongoing investigation. I think it would be very improper for me, as I say here today.
Whether you were briefed is the subject of an ongoing investigation? I didn't follow that.
So the number of times I've been briefed in my involvement in the investigation, sir.
You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big.
It is our understanding that at least one briefing occurred between your decision not to recuse yourself on December 19th and 6 days later, Christmas Day. Is that correct? Simple enough question. Yes or no?
Mr. Chairman, again, what is the basis for your question? You're saying that it is your...
I'm asking the questions. I only have 5 minutes. So please answer yes or no.
No, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to... you were asking me a question. It is your understanding. Can you tell me where you get the...
No, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just asking you if that's correct or not. Is it correct? Were you briefed in that time period between December 19th and Christmas Day? Simple question, yes or no?
Congressman, if every member here today ask questions based on their mere speculation...
All right, never mind. At any point, yes or no, at any point since that briefing, have you communicated any information you learned in that briefing to President Trump?
Mr. Chairman, I know that there is a unique
yes or no
special
question,
interest in this. I'm
It's a
sorry.
yes or no question. Have you communicated anything you learned in that briefing about the investigation to President Trump? Yes or no?
Mr. Chairman, as I've said earlier today in my opening remarks, I do not intend today to talk about my private conversations with the President of the United States. But to answer your question, I have not talked to the President of the United States about the special counsel's investigation.
So the answer is no. Thank you. To any other White House official?
Again, Mr. Chairman, as I mentioned in my opening statement, I do not intend today to talk about my private conversations with the President nor White House officials. But I will tell you, consistent with what I've already said, I have not talked about the special counsel's investigation with senior White House officials.
You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big.
Okay. To any third party not already briefed about the special counsel's investigation who might have conveyed that information to the President or his legal team?
Who do you consider third-party individuals?
Well, it's really for your consideration. To any third party not already briefed about that investigation who you think might have conveyed that information to President Trump or his legal team?
Third persons who I think may have conveyed that information?
Yes.
As I sit here in this chair right now, Mr. Chairman, it's an impossible question for me to ask. I do not believe that I have briefed third-party individuals outside of the Department of Justice. I have received the briefings myself, and I am usually the endpoint of that information.
But you won't answer the question.
I just did answer your question.
And as if you did, you're making the Department's own standard policy is designed to delay answering these questions as long as possible. I find that unacceptable. I understand the role of executive privilege and respect its value in our system of governance. However, Congress is a co-equal branch of government. We have a responsibility to conduct oversight. This is a responsibility we take very seriously. I've repeatedly tried to work with your office, first at the delaying the hearing until February, and then to provide our questions in advance. It is because the executive branch's own rules governing resources of privilege, issued by President Reagan and have been followed ever since, say that ultimately it is up to the President to decide whether or not he wants to assert executive privilege. You cannot repeat forever that the President might want to assert privilege. I've given you a fair opportunity to prepare for the hearing and to speak with the White House in advance so that we can avoid this fight in the first place. But you don't appear to have done any of that. The Department's failure to do its due diligence here, to me, is deeply troubling. I do not believe that issuing a subpoena here would correct the problem, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to rectify the situation. After today's hearing, we will attempt to reach an accommodation with the Department to obtain answers to these questions. As part of that process, I ask for your commitment to return to your deposition for this committee in the following weeks, under oath, with understanding that the transcript will be released to the public as soon as practicable thereafter. Any questions that are unanswered today require consultation with the White House will be asked again at that proceeding, and I expect either a clean answer or a proper assertion of privilege claimed by the President. I would ask members on both sides of the House to make those questions clear to the record so we know what must be addressed at the future proceeding. Now, in your capacity as Acting Attorney General, have you ever been asked to approve any request or action to be taken by the Special Counsel?
Mr. Chairman, I see that your 5 minutes is up, and so I'm.
I'm here voluntarily. I've been agreed to 5 minute round.
Committee,
I think that's a fine place to end the 5 minute rule.
the committee will end. Will come to order. I will point out that we didn't enforce the 5 minute rule on Acting Attorney General Whittaker. We will.
I understand this. I'm just saying that might be a good point.
The Attorney General. I don't know.
Can you repeat
I ask the question? Let me just repeat the question so people remember what we're talking about.
Thank the Chairman very much. This is extraordinary times, Mr. Attorney General. We know that the former director of the FBI testified to the House Intelligence Committee in an open hearing that there was an active investigation into the associates of the Trump campaign, and he was fired subsequently. Mr. Mueller was then hired. Investigations have secured numerous indictments, convictions, or guilty pleas, and of course they deal with perjury charges like obstruction of justice, perjury, false statements. So at the current rate, we're seeing so many of the Trump organizations being indicted, and with the short time that I have, I want to make sure that your questions are answered in a yes or no matter. This is the first oversight hearing we've had in the Justice Department in almost 15 months. You did not have a confirmation hearing, and you have not yet appeared for an oversight hearing. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Congresswoman, I am the acting.
Yes or
Attorney
no?
General.
Have you appeared before an oversight hearing in the Congress?
Congresswoman, I have
And
not.
it's been 10 years.
before.
Witness will answer the question as asked, please.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, if the parliamentary inquiry, if he feels that a yes or no is appropriate, he'll answer a yes or no. If he does not feel it's appropriate, he should be able to answer it inappropriate, as many Democrat administration officials have done before this committee before. Where were you when this Mr. Holder were here?
Mr. Chairman, may I have my time restored? I think it was at 4 minutes. Thank you. Again, Mr. Attorney General, the question is, did you have a confirmation hearing, and has it been more than 10 years since you testified before Congress?
Congresswoman,
Can a copy be restored?
I'm sorry, what was your, I don't know if your time's been restored or not.
Mr. Attorney General, we're not joking here, and your humor is not acceptable. Now, you are here because we have a constitutional duty to ask questions, and the Congress has the right to establish government rules. The rules are that you are here. So I need to ask the question, and I need to have my time restored so that you can behave appropriately. I will behave appropriately as a member of the Judiciary Committee. I'm asked a question. Did you have a confirmation hearing, and have you not yet appeared for an oversight hearing?
Congresswoman, I am an acting Attorney General. I have been appointed according to the Vacancies Reform Act, and I have never appeared in front of Congress for any hearing, even when I was United States Attorney.
I'm asked for a yes or no answer. Is that? And so you've never appeared. Let me quickly ask a question. Prior to the firing of former Attorney General Jeff Sessions, did you discuss or share your private opinions of the special counsel investigation with the Chief of Staff, Trump family members, and others? Yes or no?
As I previously answered, Congresswoman.
Yes or no, sir?
As I previously answered, Congresswoman, I have not
Yes
discussed.
or no?
As I previously answered, Congresswoman, I have not discussed.
And since you're appointed acting Attorney General, did you discuss or share your private opinions with the special counsel?
Again, the special counsel's investigation is an ongoing investigation, and I have nothing more to say than what I've already
So
said.
you are denying reports that you shared many one-on-one calls with President Trump and his then Chief of Staff, John Kelly, when Jeff Sessions was still Attorney General?
Again, Congresswoman, is there someone?
I am asking a question, sir. Answer the question, yes or no?
Can you repeat the question, please?
So you are denying the reports that you shared many one-on-one calls with President Trump and then his Chief of Staff, John Kelly? Are you denying that, yes or no?
Congresswoman, as I've mentioned several times today in my opening statement and otherwise,
Yes or no?
I'm not talking about the conversations that I've had with the President of the United States or his senior staff.
So that is a no?
I don't think you can assume anything from that.
Well, let me just pursue on my line of questioning. Since the investigation secured numerous indictments, I would like to pursue the line of questioning with respect to your understanding of the Mueller investigation and the review that you've given. Have you given an extensive review?
Congresswoman, I have been briefed on the special counsel's investigation.
Do you believe the involvement of the hostile foreign entities interfering with the elections is more severe than the false representation of voter fraud in elections? Do you believe that a foreign interference with the elections is more severe?
Congresswoman, I think foreign interference in our election system in the United States is a very serious and ongoing concern. I also believe that voter fraud is a serious concern.
After you left office, you pursued a series of other political offices, one of which was the United States Senate. Yes or no, if during the pursuit of that office, a hostile foreign power contacted you to offer dirt on your opponent, which at the same time included other candidates such as Steve King and now Senator Joni Ernst, would you have contacted the FBI?
Congresswoman, I'm not here to
Yes or
discuss
no?
hypothetical questions, and I'm here for an oversight hearing. I don't believe, I was very
You have
unsuccessful
the
in my Senate
responsibility of
campaign.
answering the question. Would you have contacted the FBI if you were asked to take dirt on your opponents?
Congresswoman, if I was contacted by a foreign national or a foreign country when I was a candidate for the United States Senate, I would have most likely reached out to the FBI, but it didn't happen, so it's hard for me to answer your hypothetical
With
question.
respect to civil rights, you have not, under your jurisdiction, prosecuted one voting rights case. Is that correct?
The general lady has expired. Please answer the question.
Congresswoman, just so I have a complete answer on this, we'll follow up in writing as to the voting rights cases that we've done.
So you don't believe you believe he's honest, you don't believe he's conflicted. Can you say right now, Mr. President, Bob Mueller is honest and not conflicted?
Congressman, I'm not a puppet to repeat what you're saying.
Are you able to say it, or do you not believe it?
I have answered your question as to what I believe about the special counsel. I stand by my prior statement.
Can you say it to the President, though?
Congressman, I am not here to be a puppet to repeat terms and words that you say that I should.
Can you say that to the President?
Regular order.
Mr. Chair, he hasn't answered that question.
Sorry?
He has not answered the question if he would say that Mr. Mueller is honest.
The time of
not
the gentleman
conflicted
has
for the President.
expired. The witness may answer the question.
I don't have anything further to add. I think I've answered the Congressman's question.
Would use this opportunity for more bipartisanship and less showmanship. But clearly I was wrong. That said, I want to get to some of the important topics that we're supposed to focus on today. One of those is sanctuary cities. In my home state of Pennsylvania, the sanctuary city of Philadelphia has released at least 3 child molesters back on the streets. And everyone knows the tragic story of 32-year-old Kate Steinle, who was murdered by an illegal immigrant, who was convicted of 7 felonies and deported 5 times. Now, those child molesters in Philadelphia, the murder of Kate Steinle, they were all released because some city wanted to score cheap political points. And that's why I'm focused on ending sanctuary cities. Mr. Whittaker, what steps is the DOJ taking to end the dangerous practice of sanctuary cities?
Well, first of all, we're ending taxpayer-funded grants to sanctuary jurisdictions. The Attorney General Sessions announced new conditions for our burn JAG grants that will increase information sharing between federal, state, and local law enforcement to ensure public safety. I don't know if the Congressman knows this, but one of the challenges we have is in a sanctuary jurisdiction, jails will release convicted criminals back into the community instead of informing Immigration and Customs Enforcement that the person is available to be picked up at the jail. It is an incredibly dangerous situation to make an ICE officer go into a community to try to arrest somebody that is here illegally and has been convicted of a crime. Oftentimes, crimes that, like you mentioned, and I cannot imagine a situation where a mayor or a city council or a county executive or otherwise would put law enforcement officers in harm's way. It is quite frankly bad policy, and we're going to work very hard to end it. And one of the ways we're ending it is by taking away the resources to those jurisdictions that have that policy.
Life is unfair.
Out this wasn't what this was going to be about.